Hello students. In the previous sessions, we have discussed production of iron as well as production of steel by using Bessemer converter. So for the production of iron, we have used blast furnace and we have used puddling furnace and we are having cupola for the manufacturing of cast iron. Okay, if you go for the pig iron, so pig iron is manufactured or produced from blast furnace. So in the blast furnace, we are taking the charge and after different operations, what we are going to do, we are having a pig iron. But this pig iron is not suitable for industrial applications. So we have to refine it. So for that refinement, we are having other methods. So for that one, we are using puddling furnace to refine it to get wrought iron. So we are taking this pig iron into the puddling furnace and it will undergo certain processes, chemical reactions, and later you are going to get your wrought iron. We already know that wrought iron is the purest form of iron and which can be used for so many industrial applications because its properties are good, which are suitable for industrial applications. But we are unable to use pig iron for industrial applications as the properties of the pig iron are inferior and they are not suitable for industrial applications. And coming to cast iron. So in the cast iron, what we are doing, we are removing the impurities and we are making, that means from pig iron, we are making the cast iron by removing the impurities. And this cast iron is very much useful in making industrial applications. So this cast iron is produced from cupola. And in the last session, we have discussed Bessemer converter. Okay. So if you see the first things, blast furnace and your puddling furnace and cupola furnace are used for the production of iron. And now we are entering into steels. I already told you, based on the carbon percentage, we can classify cast irons and steel. And those things we will learn in the coming chapters, that is iron carbon equilibrium diagram. So based on the carbon content only, we can say that whether it is a cast iron or a steel. Okay, so it is having iron and carbon. Based on the carbon percentage only, we can segregate which one is cast iron and which one is steel. Okay, so in the first three furnaces, we have discussed about iron. And in the previous session, we have discussed about the production of steel by using Bessemer converter. So we have discussed elaborately regarding this Bessemer converter. In the Bessemer converter, what we are having, see, I will show you what we have discussed in the Bessemer converter. In the Bessemer converter, we have discussed what is a Bessemer converter and how the construction of a Bessemer converter will be and what are the different parts of a Bessemer converter. So what is the charge that can be used in the Bessemer converter to produce steel? And what is the principle of this Bessemer converter we have discussed in the previous session? Along with that, what we have discussed the operation of a Bessemer converter. So what are the three positions we are having in a Bessemer converter? For loading to unloading of the molten metal. So you are loading the charge and you are unloading the molten metal, that is steel. So what is the process that will take place? So we are having three steps here we are having in the principle. First, we have to remove the impurities. So how the impurities can be removed by oxidation process? So you are sending air blast such that the metal gets oxidized. Metal means here the impurities that present in the metal gets oxidized and they can be removed as slag. And decarbonization takes place. That means stabilization of carbon percentage in the steel. And later you can add some alloying elements to get desired properties. So those things will be done in the process. And also we have discussed the types of Bessemer process. So we are having different types of Bessemer process. That means you are having acidic Bessemer process and you are having basic Bessemer process. Okay, so what is meant by acidic Bessemer process and what is meant by basic Bessemer process, and what is the difference? So in acidic Bessemer process, the lining of the Bessemer converter should be acidic in nature. So you have to use the lining material which is as acidic in nature, whereas for the basic Bessemer converter, you have to use basic lining material, and the slag will be acidic in acidic Bessemer converter, and the slag will be basic in basic Bessemer converter. And if you go for the impurities, if you are having sulfur and phosphorus, then you have to use basic Bessemer converter, because silicon, manganese, all this can be eliminated in acidic as well as basic. But if you are having phosphorus and sulfur as impurities, then you have to go for basic Bessemer process, because in basic Bessemer process, in the second stage, what will happen? Your sulfur and phosphorus can be removed. That means they can react with the oxygen and oxides can be formed and it can be removed in the form of slag. Okay, so based on the impurities, we have to choose the process, whether it is acidic Bessemer converter or basic Bessemer converter. Okay, so later we have discussed what are the properties of steel and how they are useful for industry. What are the applications of this Bessemer steel in different applications? So those things we have discussed in the previous session. If you see once again, see what we have discussed. This one, principle of steel making by using a Bessemer converter, manufacturing of steel by Bessemer process. These things we have discussed. So today what we are going to discuss, we are going to discuss production of steel by using LD converter. So in the previous session we have discussed production of steel by using Bessemer converter. Now we are going to learn the production of steel by using LD converter. See here. So here what we are going to do, we are going to learn these concepts. What is a LD converter? And what is the difference between this LD converter to your Bessemer converter? Already we have learned. Okay. So how the construction of a LD converter and what are the process will take place. So the second step, if you see LD process of steel making. So how the steel will be made in by using a LD process and LD steel characteristics. That means what are the properties of a LD steel? These things we are going to discuss in today's session. Okay, so that is what is LD converter and how the construction of a LD converter will be, and what is a LD process of steel making. So what is the principle of making steel by using LD converter, and what are the properties? So characteristics are nothing but the properties. So what are the properties of a LD converter and how they are useful in different engineering applications? Those things we are going to discuss in this session. So coming to see here. So first we have to know what is a LD converter. So how it differs from your Bessemer converter, those things we will concentrate here. See, LD converter is a closed bottom vessel. So this one, if you observe this one, LD converter is a closed bottom vessel. What about your Bessemer converter? Bessemer converter is a open bottom vessel. So you are having the bottom can be detachable. In the Bessemer converter, the bottom can be detachable and you are having the middle section is having a cylindrical portion and the top is having a conical portion. So you are having different sections in that one. Here you are having a vessel which is having a closed bottom. So that is a difference between your Bessemer converter and your LD converter. So your Bessemer converter, the bottom is detachable, but here it is not detachable, it is a closed vessel. Okay, so that is the first difference between your Bessemer converter and LD converter. And if you see this one, LD converter is lined with a basic refractory material. Okay, so if you go for the basic Bessemer converter, you may have basic Bessemer converter or acidic Bessemer converter. But here in LD converter, generally the lining, the inside of the converter should be lined with a material having basic in nature. So you have to line the converter with a basic refractory material. We already know that what is meant by a refractory material. What is meant by refractory material? What is meant by refractoriness? Refractoriness, nothing but it is the ability of a material to resist high temperatures. Okay, so inside the furnace or inside a vessel, if you take LD converter or a Bessemer converter, the temperature will be more. So it should be able to withstand the temperature. So for that purpose, we are having this refractory material. Here, you may have acidic in nature or you may have basic in nature. So in the previous session, we have discussed the silica bricks and fine clay are nothing but acidic in nature, and dolomite, magnesite are basic in nature. So if you want to use those, if you want to use basic in nature, then you have to go for dolomite or magnesite. So those coatings should be given inside the converter. That means the lining should be with these materials. And if you see, so here the difference is, the first difference we have discussed, and the second difference is here we are having a basic lining, refractory lining material, whereas in Bessemer converter you may have acidic refractory lining material or basic refractory material lining based on the impurities present. Okay, so if you want to remove only manganese and silicon, then you can go for acidic refractory material. In addition to those, if you want to remove phosphorus and sulfur, then we have to use basic Bessemer converter. Okay, so those things we have discussed in the previous session. And so this is the second one. And if you see, jet of oxygen is supplied to the converter through a water cooled lance. So lance is nothing but it is an arrangement to supply the oxygen into the molten metal. And if you see here, we are having a water cooled. That means high temperature is there. If you are not cooling that one, what will happen? It will be melted inside. So to protect from the melting, what we have to do, it should be water cooled. So what we are doing here, what is the main purpose of this cooled lance, water cooled lance? Lance is nothing but an arrangement to provide the oxygen, a jet of oxygen into the molten metal. Okay, so in the third stage, that means what is the third point here? You have to send a jet of oxygen into the molten metal by using a water cooled lance. So by using this water cooled lance, you have to supply a jet of oxygen into the molten metal such that the impurities that present in the molten metal get oxidized and those can be removed off. Okay, so if you see the 3 points what we have discussed, the first one we should remember, LD converter is a closed bottom vessel, whereas your Bessemer converter is having a detachable bottom. And your LD converter is lined with basic refractory material. Okay, so this LD converter inside you have to line with basic refractory material, whereas in your Bessemer converter it may be lined with acidic refractory material or a basic refractory material based on the impurities present. If only manganese and silicon are there, then we can use acidic refractory material. Whereas along with silicon and manganese, if you are having phosphorus and sulfur, then you have to go for basic refractory material to remove sulfur and phosphorus. So this is the difference between your LD converter and Bessemer converter. And if you see here, we have to supply a jet of oxygen by using a water cooled lamps to the molten metal such that the oxygen can react with the impurities and forms oxides, and those oxides can be removed off in the form of slag. So in the form of slag, those impurities can be removed, then your steel will become less impurities, it will have less impurities, and it will be having good mechanical properties such that it can be useful for the industrial applications. Okay, so we will discuss some more points here. See here. So where this LD process we obtained. So initially where it is started. LD stands for, what is meant by LD? If you see here, LD means LD. If you see for LD means L is Lynch and D is Donavich. So LD means Lynch and Donavich, where the process was first started. So these are the town names. Lynch and Donavich are the town names where this process was started initially. So this process was initially introduced in the year 1952 to 53 in Austrian towns of Linz and Donavich. So this Linz and Donavich, L and D, LD. So what is LD? L is nothing but Linz, D means Donavich. Those are the towns of names in Austria. Okay, so those are the towns names in Austria where this process was first started, and it is started in the year 1952 and 53. So in 52 and 53 it is started. So based on the names of the towns, it is named as LD converter. Okay, so LD means Lynch, D means Donavich, and those are the names of the towns in Austria where this process was initially started. And if you see this one, LD process was first adopted in India in Rourkela steel plant. So this LD process was used in India at Rourkela steel plant, in 1956 and started production in 1960. That means for the construction it took 4 years. Okay, so LD converter is a closed vessel, that means closed bottom vessel. Just now we have discussed. So LD converter is having closed bottom. That means it is not detachable. So it is very, very important. Closed bottom vessel. And already we have discussed. So how it is lined? It is lined with basic refractory material. It is lined with basic refractory material. So I am repeating once again. So what is meant by LD? In LD process, L stands for Lynch and D stands for Donavich. What are those Lynch and Donavich? Those are the names of the towns in Austria where this process was first started. Okay, so those are the names of towns where this process was started initially and which was in Austria. Okay, and if you see here, this process was started in 1952 and 53. So this LD process was initially used in the year 1952 and 53 in the towns of Linz and Donavich of Austria, and later this process is used in our India in the year 1956 at Rourkela steel plant and become operational in 1960. That means the construction was started in 1956 and the operation was started in 1960. That means the completion After completion only, we will go for the production. So the production started in 1960. And if you see, these things already we have discussed. So how a LD converter look like and how the construction will be. So LD converter is a closed bottom vessel. So your bottom of the vessel is closed and it is lined with basic refractory material. So already we have discussed. So the lining of the converter is with the basic refractory materials, because here we have to remove phosphorus and sulfur along with silicon and manganese. So such for that purpose, what we are doing, we are using a basic refractory material. Next, see this one. If you see this one, this is the simple diagram of a LD converter. If you see the bottom, is there any detachable arrangement? No. So that means it is a closed bottom. So you are having a closed bottom like this. There is no detachable part here. So it is having a closed bottom. And in this one, if you see, you are having gas, slag, and metal emulsion. So you are having gas, these bubbles, you are having gas, and you are having metal, and you are having this is slag. So you are having gas, slag, and metal emulsion. So this one. And if you see this one, when you are sending the oxygen lance, so this is the jet of oxygen. You are getting jet of oxygen from here. This is the water cooled lance. Water cooled lance. This black one is the water cooled lance. From that one, you are getting a jet of oxygen. If you see here, this one, jet of oxygen you are getting. This is O2. You are getting O2. So jet of oxygen you are getting. With this oxygen, what will happen? Whatever the impurities that are present in this the molten metal, that can be oxidized and they will form as slag here. This one, slag. And the molten metal, which is heavier, this is the metal. Okay, this is shown here. This is the metal. Okay, so you are having metal here. Metal. So you are having metal here. This metal can be tapped later. Okay, I'm repeating. So if you see here, you are having a closed bottom vessel, and in this one, you are keeping the molten metal. This is the molten metal. So when you are sending the oxygen by using this water cooled lance, so you will get this emulsion, gas, slag, and metal emulsion. So initially you are having liquid metal, and to that what you are sending oxygen, a jet of oxygen you are sending, that is nothing but gas. And later, because of this gas, the impurities can be oxidized and forms slag. So because of that jet, what will happen? You will get an emulsion which is having gas, slag, metal emulsion. So at the bottom, what will happen? The metal is heavier, so it settles down, and the slag is, compared to metal, it is lighter, so it will settle on the metal. And this emulsion which is moving, so that will be on this slag. Okay, on this slag you are having this one. So when you are sending this one, when you are sending the oxygen, so your metal will be settled at the bottom and slag will be on that one. So after the completion of the operation, what we'll do, first initially we will tap this molten metal, and later we will remove this slag by using slag hole. So this way we are going to manufacture the steel by using LD converter. So in this LD converter, what we are doing, we are manufacturing the steel by using molten metal, that is molten pig iron, along with steel scrap, and we are sending a jet of oxygen, and with that oxygen, the oxygen gets it gets the reaction with the impurities that present in the molten metal, and those can be removed as slag. So in this way we are removing the impurities, and later we will stabilize the carbon percentage. So if any allying elements are needed, we can add those allying elements to get desirable properties, and later we will get a steel which is having desirable properties. So this is LD converter. Okay, so in this way we are sending the oxygen, and this black one is the lance, water cooled lance, which is used for supply of jet of oxygen into the molten metal. Okay, so these things you have to remember. This one is the vessel, that is closed bottom vessel, and you are having here the black one is the water cooled lance, which is used to supply the jet of oxygen into the molten metal. This is your molten metal initially. When you supply oxygen, what will happen? It reacts with the impurities and forms slag. And along with that one, you are having oxygen and other gases. So that gas slag metal emulsion will be this one. But whatever the impurities that forms slag, that will float on the molten metal, and molten metal will settle down at the bottom, and this molten metal can be tapped, and later your slag can be removed after the completion of the process. Okay, so this is LD converter. See this one. This is also, if you see this one. So this is the closed bottom vessel, and these are for rotating purpose. Already we have discussed in the previous Bessemer converter also. And this one, if you see this one is the water cooled lance. Okay, these are the for the exhaust gases. Okay, if you see here, so if you see the difference between a Bessemer converter and a LD converter, so here you are not having any detachable arrangement. So it is a closed bottom vessel, and here you are having cylindrical portion, and at the top you are having conical portion. That is similar, but only the bottom portion is different compared to your Bessemer converter. Okay, so here this is your molten metal, yellow color, and this one, this is floating, this is slag, this is slag. Okay, this is metal, this is metal. Okay, this is your oxygen you are getting, and this is the emulsion of metal, gas, and your slag. So this one, this complete one. Okay, so in this way we are manufacturing the steel by using LD converter. Okay, see this one. If you see here different positions of a LD converter, so this one, loading of iron ore. Okay, initially you have to add some iron ore inside it, iron ore like hematite, and later see here we are loading the molten pig iron. We are loading the molten pig iron here, molten pig iron, and burning of impurities. If you see the position, it is not in state position, but this is in state position. So first, after loading completes, what we have to do? we have to make your converter upright. That means your conical portion should be on the top and your closed bottom should be on the bottom. So it should be in the upright position. Okay. So later what we have to do, we have to send the oxygen here. We have to send the oxygen, jet of oxygen by using this water cooled lance. So you are sending the oxygen. Because of that oxygen, what will happen? Burning of impurities. That means the oxidation of impurities will take place, and later which can be formed as slag. So here the slag can be formed here. So here what we are doing, we are taking a sample. We are taking a sample. If it is okay, then we have to go for the draining of metal. So here the metal is settled at the bottom, so that can be drained into the ladles. And after your metal is completed, you have to drain whatever this red color you are having, this one, this is the slag. So slag can be drained later. Slag can be drained later. Okay. But whereas in your blast furnace, all those things, first we are removing the slag and later we are collecting the molten metal. But here what we are doing, first we are removing the molten metal and later we are removing the slag, because at the bottom we are having these tap holes, we are having a closed bottom. So for that one, first we have to take the molten metal which is heavier compared to your slag. So that's why first you have to tap molten metal and later we have to tap your slag. I'm repeating once again here. Okay, the different positions. So first we are loading the iron ore by tilting the converter, and here we are loading molten metal, molten pig iron. Okay, and if you see here, you have to make the converter upright and we have to send a jet of oxygen through the water cooled lance such that the oxygen reacts with the impurities and forms oxides. Later it can be converted into slag. You have to take a sample of the steel, and if you are satisfied, you can tap the molten metal into ladles which can be used for further processing. And after tapping of metal is done, you have to tap this slag, okay, which is visible here. So the slag can be tapped here. So in this way, what we are doing, we are manufacturing from here to here. What is happening? The manufacturing of steel takes place. Manufacturing in the sense, production of steels takes place. Okay, so these are the steps involved by using your LD converter. We can manufacture or we can produce this steel. See here, if you see the LD process, this one, this is easy to understand. You are having closed bottom vessel and this is the cylindrical portion you are having. You are having a conical portion here. This is a oxygen lance, water cooled oxygen lance. Okay, so you are having water cooled oxygen lance here. So LD, the LD process is an oxygen method used for refining the iron, lowering the carbon content, okay, to short the iron converted into, so that the iron is converted into forgeable steel. That means we are making steel. Okay, so the LD converter has a thick lining of a refractory material because the temperature should be to get, that means it can withstand the temperature, high temperatures. So after some time, after some intervals, we have to change this lining also. And if you see here, The cleaned process is very rich and energy. So whatever the gases you are getting here, those can be used for further processing, for further applications, for production of electricity and for heating applications. We can use these gases. And the oxygen lance is lower towards the melt and oxygen blown at high pressure onto the steel bath. Okay. So in this way, what we are doing, we are removing the impurities and we are getting a good quality steel by using this LD converter. Okay. So in this LD converter, these are the parts already we have discussed. So you are having a closed bottom vessel and the midsection is a cylindrical section and the top is a conical section, and you are having a water cooled oxygen lance. Okay. So this oxygen is sent into the molten material and the impurities get oxidized and later it can be removed in the form of slag. So initially your molten metal can be tapped, later your slag can be removed. In this way, we are making the steel by using a LD converter. See this one, a LD converter. Okay, so this one, this is your LD converter. It can be tapped here. Okay, see this one. It can be tapped like this. If you see this one, this is your molten metal. This is the steel. So after completion of the operation, of the completion of the process, the molten metal is tapped here. So this is your molten metal which can be used for further processing. LD process steel making. So what are the things we are having in the steel making of by using LD process? See, charged with the steel scrap through the mouth when the converter is in horizontal position. That means not in upright position. It should be tilted such that it should make horizontal or some inclination. And you have to go for the charge that can be charged by using from the mouth, from the top. So the charge will be steel scrap along with your pig iron. So pig iron and steel scrap will become the charge for this your LD steel making. And molten pig iron is poured and the converter is still upright. So your molten pig iron will be later added. So initially you have to add the steel scrap and later you have to add the pig iron, and then the converter is tilted upright. That means it should be make upright. Oxygen jet is introduced at a pressure of 10.5 bar through the oxygen lance. Okay, so here if you see this one, oxygen jet is supplied to the molten metal by using water cooled lance such that this oxygen is useful to remove the impurities by oxidation process. So, and also if you are having chute for product, for chute means it is a provision for adding some elements. So from that one you have to add lime. So to get slag you have to add lime here. So these are the steps involved in LD process steel making. First, what we have to do, we have to add steel scrap through the mouth when the converter is in horizontal position. And later what we have to do, we have to add some molten pig iron and you have to make your converter upright. Then you have to send a jet of oxygen into the molten metal by using water cooled lance. Why you are using water cooled? Because high temperature is generated inside the converter, so it should able to withstand the temperature. For that purpose you are using a water cooled lance. Lance is nothing but an arrangement which is used to supply the air inside. And if you go for this one, so how much air you are supplying? At 10.5 bar. At 10.5 bar you are sending oxygen jet into the molten metal, and from the chute you have to add lime for different chemical reactions. To form slag, you have to add lime. So these are the steps involved in a LD process steel making. This is very, very important. See, so impurities are oxidized by oxygen dissolved in metal and forms slag. So impurities are oxidized. These are very, very important. Impurities are oxidized by dissolved in metal, and sulfur and phosphorus. Sulfur and phosphorus are oxidized from the very commencement of oxygen blow, and sulfur is effectively reduced. Sulfur can be removed, and end point is indicated by disappearance of carbon flame. Okay, so when the carbon flame disappears, we can say that the end point is achieved. That means the steel is made. So molten metal is tapped into the casting ladles and it can be casted. That means it can be further processed. Okay, so what we have, impurities are get oxidized that are present in the molten metal and forms slag. So when you are sending oxygen, what will happen? Those impurities will get oxidized by this oxygen and later they will form as a slag and they can be removed. And sulfur and phosphorus, these are also impurities. Sulfur and phosphorus are oxidized from the very commencement of oxygen blow. When you are sending the oxygen blow, this your sulfur and phosphorus can be oxidized and they can be removed off later. And sulfur will be effectively reduced. That means sulfur percentage can be drastically reduced. And how to know that whether the process is completed or not, based on the disappearance of the carbon flame, we can say that the end point is achieved or not. And molten metal is tapped into the ladles and later it can be sent for the casting operation. Okay, so these are the steps involved in the operation of a LD process by using LD converter. This is also very, very important. LD steel characteristics. So LD steel characteristics, if you see the LD steel characteristics, low sulfur, phosphorus, nitrogen, and carbon content. So this LD steel is having good properties because your sulfur is eliminated. That means only few amounts of sulfur is there and few amounts of phosphorus, nitrogen, and carbon. That means, so carbon percentage we have to maintain as required, but here you should have low sulfur and low phosphorus and low nitrogen, which are not required to have a good mechanical properties. So for such thing, LD process gives a better results. So you are having low sulfur content, low phosphorus content, and low nitrogen content, and required amount of carbon content. So because of this one, what you are having high ductility, and it can be used to make high carbon steels. High carbon steels. Based on the carbon percentage, we can classify steels as low carbon steels, medium carbon steels, and high carbon steels. So by using this LD converter, we can make high carbon steels and suitable for making plates and sheets. So this LD steel, the steel that obtained from LD converter is suitable for making of steels, making of sheets and plates. I'm repeating once again. If you see here, in this LD steel, so LD steel contains low amounts of sulfur, phosphorus, and nitrogen and required amount of carbon. Okay, so first point you have to remember. So how the impurities will be low sulfur content, low phosphorus content, and low nitrogen content, and required amount of carbon content. Because of this, what you are having, you will possess high ductility property. So we have discussed in the first chapter different mechanical properties, what is ductility, what is brittleness, all these things. So you are having high ductility property. And it can be used to manufacture, to make high carbon steels. So steels are classified based on the carbon content as low carbon steel, medium carbon steel, and high carbon steels. And suitable for making plates and sheets. This is suitable for making plates and sheets. If you see here, what is the summary we have discussed? So these things we have discussed, what is a LD converter and how the construction will be, and what is the process of steel making by using LD process, and what are the characteristics of a LD steel. Okay, these things we have discussed in this session. And if you go for the quiz, LD converter is lined with basic refractory material, and charge of LD process is steel scrap and your molten pig iron. So explain the LD process of steel making with a neat sketch, very, very important question. And compare the methods of steel making of Bessemer process and LD process. So you have to compare how the process will be in the Bessemer and how the LD process will be. Those things you have to know, and you have to compare the things. Okay. So with this one, I am closing today's session. Okay. And if you see the advantages of making steel in LD process, one more question is there, they may ask. So what are the advantages of making of steel in LD process compared to your Bessemer converter? So if you compare this one, then automatically you can know the advantages of this LD process. Okay. So with this one, I am closing today's session.